Dipple.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clark's main event. Dropkick now and Powerbomb. Ayo, bro, let's bring this on. Hey, hey, why this up? On captain, my captain, show the stuff. Power slammer, suplex 2. Hot dog bitches just for you. Beat breaker, cut a cold red. Figure 4, hot times ahead. Since 2014, it's on. It's a 10 count, but stand up strong. Hey kid, no DQ, strong style. Chop, this is how it goes. Tom Clark's main event. Tom Clark's main event. Tom Clark's main event. Tom Clark's main event.
Hey, what is up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark here with you again on another Friday. It is Friday, February 28th. I know what you're thinking. Is it the end of another month? Oh my freaking God, man. It is the end of another month. I can't even believe it. Like, I'm not going to do that thing that most people do when they say, time goes by fast. No, it doesn't. I hate that. I've been known to say it. The truth is, time doesn't go by any faster today than it did when our grandfathers were kids. I know that's hard to believe. Nothing. It's just our perception of it. Like I'm giving you a Neil deGrasse Tyson lesson in physics that you don't understand. My apologies. Not what I meant to do. Sometimes the cliche and stereotypical things to say make me nuts and I can't stand it. Anyway, time not moving faster. Don't worry. We're not some sort of weird Matrix environment, or are we? Judged by stuff I've seen today. I hope to God we're in the Matrix. Anyway, we'll get off that. Ray knows what I mean. We got lots of stuff to talk about here today. We are going to get some things happening on your screen. Bam. This is episode number 366. If you've never watched the show before, my name is Tom Clark. Welcome to the main event. Going strong, live in the living color since the year 2014. It's been a long time, baby. I took care of myself today. Tom never takes care of himself. Tom takes care of everybody else, but never himself. So guess what I did today? Ha ha. You know why? Because it was getting bad, man. I was looking like an old homeless dude living up in the woods somewhere. And I don't mean to make fun of nobody, because it's a real problem. So I'm not gonna rant about anything. I was gonna use the Grizzly Adams joke. Probably 4 of you might get that. Maybe. I don't know. The older that I get and the more farther removed we are from TV and stuff when I was a kid, probably not gonna get anything. Black shows everything, as you can see. I've probably got hair all over me. Because let me tell you something, brother. When they cut, they shear. Because man, it's everywhere, dude. Guess what? I'm just happy I can keep growing the hair. That was not a shot. That was not a shot at my co-star today, at my guest. He might think it is, but it's not. Let's bring him out. You know him from Peaches and Powerbombs Tailgate Party. This is 3 weeks in a row, I think, for him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show, great friend of the show, Mr. Ray Dean. What's up, Ray?
What's up, brother? How are you?
All right. How are you, man?
Good, man. Great peace treaty today. Was very impressed.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started. You knew what I was talking about, didn't you?
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Embarrassing. Swear to God, it's embarrassing. I don't want
to jump in a hole. And eggs went up to 14 cents.
Went up to 14. See what's happening because of that?
Because of that. They went
up to 14 cents.
I'm like, oh my God.
I just, well, I can't, if I get into it, we'll be here all day.
Yeah. Just very embarrassed.
I don't know. I mean, the guy that they were giving a 3rd degree to has had his life threatened, has probably been caught in gunfire, has, but let's sit here and talk to him like it's a movie. What is going on? Like, anyway.
Is this Die Hard 3? Like, what? That was just insane.
It's embarrassing.
Do you want a World War III? Do you want a World War III? Oh,
God. No, I don't think he did. I think you do. Okay. Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't get it. Horrible.
But you know what? We're not going to do that here today. I've been threatening to do something along those lines for a while, and everybody I talk to, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm the guy, and everyone I've talked to is like, I'll do it with you. So
I will.
Maybe I'll be the guy after all. Who knows? The comments are acting funky today, kids. So something may be up with the StreamYard. If it is, excuse me, my apologies from the get-go. I'm checking the Facebook right now to make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. JP is here. Good to see you. Sugar Shane, good to see you, my friend. Shane says, BJ and the Bear. Now that's a concept I can't get enough of. A man and his monkey. If you get that Mallrats reference, good on you. So JP says, see there, you got people telling
Hey,
you.
what's up, Jeff?
All right, guys. So as people start to file in, it's a Friday, as you guys know, and I've said this multiple times here on the show in the past several years, whatever long it's been now. Fridays are tough for podcasters, especially going live. So everybody, if you will, it would mean loads to me. Please share the show wherever you can, and please like the show wherever you can, and leave us a review on the Facebook if you were so inclined. I would very much appreciate that. Ray, let's go ahead and get into it here as people continue to file in. Guys, get your questions ready because today we're going to talk about WWE Elimination Chamber happening this weekend. March 1st, the actual date. So it's happening tomorrow, live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, from the Rogers Center. And they spell it all weird because Canadian people, but it's fine. They're our neighbors to the north and we respect them and we're not trying to take over.
Yes.
So
We don't threaten them with war.
I'll leave it at that. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
At the end of the day, if it affects viewership, it affects viewership. I don't really care at this point. I'm just being honest. I love our audience. I love my audience. I love the folks that watch your shows and my show and support Chris and support some other podcasters here. So I appreciate those guys very much.
Yeah,
Everybody
thank
watching
you guys.
now.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. And you don't have to agree with me, but it's also getting harder and harder and harder for me to keep my mouth shut about certain things.
Yeah.
So, all right, look, we've only got 4 matches on the card, so this should only take like a half hour. We'll be in and out, Ray.
All right.
Everybody gets 7 minutes. We'll be out. So, all right, main event. You got 7 minutes. Don't go over. Got to take it home. Let's go down the card here. Let's start with the unsanctioned match. You talk about a feud that will never end because it always works, because it's always going to be good. It's always going to be compelling television. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens know each other very well, as we all know, have incredible chemistry together. It's kind of like Punk and Danielson, kind of like Hunter and Shawn, kind of like Swerve and Heyman, maybe, which is a lofty comparison, but I think it's appropriate. What do you think about Zayn versus Owens here?
I'm pretty pumped for it. Those two work together, like you just said. You mentioned some great characters that work together like that. It's Shawn and Triple H. Like, yeah, they just gel. I would love for once to see Sammy as the quote unquote heel, and see Kevin as the face, if that was possible. But it seems like it just can never be. Kevin just seems to be the natural heel in these feuds, which is fine. It would just be different, but I think it's gonna be a great match. I think these two know each other extremely well.
Yeah.
And I think the two will bounce off each other. It'll be a really good match. I'm hoping Sammy gets over, but I won't be surprised if Kevin does.
Is anything at stake here? Is there any title shots or anything? I don't see anything in front of me.
No, this is just whoever wins type of thing.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are champions. Kevin just lost his fake championship to Cody in the ladder match, so it's definitely not for any titles or anything. It's just for pride, because he attacked Sammy because Sammy didn't quote unquote help him. When they had their when he fought Cody, he didn't help him.
Yeah,
he was pissed about that. So,
should KO have had a WWE championship run by now?
Yeah, 100%. He should have been champion at some point during his feud with Roman, Cody. I actually thought there was a shot, maybe a small shot, that he was going to beat Cody and get the belt. He's a great worker. Guy's insane in the ring. So I don't know, but for some reason they don't put the belt on him. IC champion, tag belts, but that world title just seems to always evade him for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and they gave him that Universal title.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Didn't Triple H gave it to him, right?
Yeah, and I think Goldberg took it from him.
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah.
Goldberg. Yeah, Goldberg.
I mean, yeah, I like Kevin a lot.
73 at the time, so it was fair.
yeah, right. I think Kevin is a natural heel, honestly. For sure. Let's see. Sugar Shane says Sammy versus KO should be a loser leave WWE and the loser shows up in TNA. I mean, TNA stock has risen exponentially thanks to WWE, but I don't know if going to TNA would help either one of those guys. I don't know what benefit it would be, but that's me talking.
Maybe the loser goes to the other show.
Yeah, they could do that. They've done that before, right?
Yeah, loser leaves Raw and forced to stay on SmackDown permanently.
Yeah. Well, remember back when the brand split used to mean something like 25 years ago, and it really meant something. Like,
it really meant something. Yeah, when you were actually on Raw, and you never ever left Raw.
Do you remember when they first did this brand split, and they were sticking to their guns, like SmackDown toured as SmackDown, Raw toured as Raw, and it did not work. People were like, "No, I'm not going to go see that." Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It was separate shows, separate pay-per-views. Yeah, they had a Raw title match pay-per-views and yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I just anytime I hear the words, "You take your brand split in AEW," I'm like, why? I don't understand. Why would we want to do that? Do they not know how to book all their talents? The answer is yes. No disrespect. It's just a lot of plates to spin, and they drop plates a lot, Ray, in my opinion. But I don't think a brand split's the way to go. I think the booking just needs to be handled better, more efficiently. I don't know.
Yeah, you need a better booker. You have a lot of really, really good plates. You're just not balancing it right.
I mean, I'll put it this way: if Paul Heyman's contract ever came up, I'd give that man any amount of money he wanted.
Blank check.
Blank check. Well, TNA brought him in several years ago for a conversation, but they didn't want to bring him in because Paul's point to them was, we don't need the veterans. Hogan, Flair, you don't need those guys. You've got talent. You've got AJ, you got Samoa Joe, you got Christopher Daniels, you got America's Most Wanted. He's like, if you give it to me, that's what I'm going to do. And they didn't want anything to do with that, supposedly. So
yeah. But I think he would do tremendously well in AEW.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hand it to him and just leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Let him
hand it to him and say, what do you need from Tony? What do you need from me? Now let me get out of your way. But Ray, I'll be honest with you, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that happen in that company. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Who knows?
You could be wrong. I would love to see it. I think you're right. I think Tony wants to just, I don't know. I don't know who the writers are. If anybody knows that, I'd love to know that.
There's no writers in AEW. It's only Tony booking the show.
So Tony books all the matches and everything.
They don't have producers for matches either, supposedly.
Oh my God!
Look, even in the small company I was working with, I produced the women's matches. I asked to because I felt like I built up a good rapport with them, and when I produced men's matches, basically my job was to say, here's where we want to be at the end.
Okay.
And how you get there is up to you. Here's the finish we'd like to see, and here's what we want at the end. And every time I told people it's up to you how you want to get there, I got looked at like, are you crazy? But my thing was always, I want to give you freedom. I don't want to handcuff you. But, they would sit there and bounce ideas off each other, and I would say, oh, that sounds great. Could we, this kind of thing. But I never put myself in the driver's seat because that's crazy. But I also wasn't a former professional wrestler either. So if he had guys like that, like Jerry Lynn, who's producing a match, Jerry could say, look, this is what you should do. Right.
100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I really thought Jerry Lynn or the other guys, some of them didn't start writing there, but wow, you're telling me something new. Christopher Daniels doesn't write?
No, there's no storyline writers per se. No.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Lynn does work with guys who want to work with him. And I've seen some interviews with Jerry where he doesn't throw anybody in that company under the bus. Why would he? They're paying him. But at the same time, he's honest and he's blunt sometimes, but it's always, I'm here to help whoever wants it. But he doesn't force himself on somebody. It's a matter of, if you'd like to talk to me, let's talk, that kind of thing. So,
oh, wow, learned something new today.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I know we're talking about Elimination Chamber here, kids, but I thought
we took a little detour.
So, who you got in this? Who do you think goes over?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the. Can't even say the hometown favorite. They're both Canadian. That's
who gets booed? Does anybody?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who's even gonna get booed here.
I don't think they will.
No,
maybe
I'll go on a limb and say Sammy.
Sammy for the win.
Sammy for the win.
And to your point, could he be heel? Sure. Do I see it? I don't want to see him as a heel. I think he's a great face.
Yeah, he is a great face.
People like him too much, honestly. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Candice LeRae and Nia Jax in a tag team match. Okay. It's not for belts, not for contendership to my knowledge. It's just, let's have this match.
Yes.
I'm not following this company full time. I've been very transparent about that. I wish them well. I'm glad they're doing well. I do not follow full time. So I don't know where Jax is today compared to 5 years ago. But I've had conflicting reports. I've had people tell me she's gotten better. Other people tell me not a chance. I don't know. What's your take on this match? What good comes of this? What do you think about Jax's part in this?
I know that she's feuding with Nia because those two split, her and Tiffy, and Candice LeRae's kind of filled into like Tiffany's old spot. So I get where the feud's coming from. Nia, I've seen her botch a couple of moves. I'm sorry. She hurt Naomi recently in a match on SmackDown. Yeah. So she's still Nia Jax. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to insult anybody, but she's still, I wouldn't put my superstar in the ring with her. Put it that way. My main event, like a Mercedes, no shot. I'd be a little nervous. I feel great heel, great character work. When she's doing her moves correctly, she's great, but sometimes she gets a little sloppy with it. And I feel like, I'm trying to be as PCA as I possibly can. When you're not anorexic, you've got to work much safer, in my opinion. Because if you're doing splashes, if you're doing sits, those spots, and you're not, walking around at 120 pounds, you could really hurt somebody.
And, there's only so much, like the splash, there's only so much falling on your knees you can do when your torso, when your trunk hits before your knees does. I mean, your knees, the idea, of course, is your knees will absorb the actual shock, and the guy you're landing on is not taking the brunt of the impact as it looks like he is. Because if it was, you'd be killing people on a nightly basis. But I do think like there is something to be said for, there's just been moments where I'm like, I don't know how you're not better. I don't understand how you're not better. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, people can say what they want to about Goldberg. I get it. But like, for anybody telling me Goldberg is as dangerous today as he was in WCW, I just do not agree with that. Goldberg's hurt himself more than he's hurt anybody else.
Yeah, 100%.
Honestly. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and there's stuff that's happened that I've not heard about. But yeah, he's hurt himself, I believe, more than he's hurt anybody else.
And you would think they'd give her a new finisher.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they brought her back after she was gone for such a long duration of time. Bring her back and help her develop a new finisher. Maybe it's something that's a little more safer.
Yeah. She didn't do anything in the time she was away from the company, did she? She didn't go to TNA or anywhere.
No. She went home and did TikTok videos.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't know. Notice AEW didn't try to go after her.
No.
That's saying something. I'm sorry, dude. Like I said, no disrespect. I'm sure she's a sweetheart, and, I don't wish bad on anybody. I'm just like you with that.
Yeah.
But like Tessa, there's a reason AEW didn't reach out to her.
I agree. The girls seem to love her.
Yeah.
Because she's been on those videos with the other girls, many of whom she's hurt, and they're all smiling and dancing. I'm like, well, they must like her.
Oh, they're scared.
Stay on her good side. She might hurt me next week. I
don't want broken ribs.
So, what do you think? All right, so who you got going over here?
I'm going with the heels. No, you gotta go Stratus and Tiffy. It's in Canada. Like, how are you gonna have Trish Stratus in her hometown lose? I mean, but this is WWE, so nothing would surprise me. But if I'm thinking rational as a right booker, yeah, you gotta get Stratisfaction here.
Stratisfaction. Any fallout? Any fallout here at all? You think coming out of this? What's the fallout?
Do I see Stratus turning on her?
I don't know. But where do you think we go after this?
Well, she's supposedly defending against Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who looks like a different person. I don't know who she is. That's crazy.
Different person.
Completely different person.
Yeah.
That's not fillers. That's a new person. I'm sorry, dude. I saw her. I was like, who is this?
Remember that stuff they said about Jamie Foxx, where it's like, it's a clone.
I don't know who this wrestler is.
It's not Jamie, it's a clone. Yeah.
He's just completely different. Look at she got a little taller. Like weird, dude. If you
And
watch
the face is all.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know.
The surgeon said that was a good idea. A little crazy, dude. Because it wasn't like she, had like a big discoloration in her face or some scarring or something. Her face was fine. I don't know what she wanted to do with that. None of my business.
Something
Weird.
Yeah. I mean, I got in a conversation about this the other night. Like Jennifer Aniston, in my opinion, at one time was.
But you two dated before you met your wife, right?
Of course. I
Yes,
mean,
I heard about
I've never
that.
revealed that publicly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spill the
Well,
beans.
she asked me to keep it on the down low.
Oh, I gotcha.
She didn't want to put any of her other guys to shame.
Yeah.
But after she had work done,
Mm-hmm.
we
Ugh.
naturally pretty. She was naturally pretty, and now I'm like, yeah. By the way, here's somebody to look up. Elizabeth Hurley
Okay.
looks amazing,
Okay.
and it looks like no work. Don't know what she's doing. She's living clean. I guess living a good life. She looks amazing, and so does Salma Hayek.
Oh, Selma Hayek looks insane.
No work done. You can so tell there's no work on either one of them. And look, ladies, if you'd like to get work done, I support you. I think whatever makes you happy, makes you feel good about yourself. Don't
Amen.
care about what any dude says. Don't care about what I think, Miss Aniston. Go, you do you, right? It's just you have your visions of what they look like, and then suddenly, if you haven't seen them for a while, you see them, you're like, oh my God, what's happened, right?
Like, who is this? Like, when I saw her come back, I was like, who is this? I was like,
Yeah,
did
same.
Carmella get taller? She looks like Carmella now.
She does
It's
look like
weird,
Carmella.
dude. She looks like Carmella. Like, I don't know. Dude, she just changed her whole face.
I didn't put that together, but I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Put him side by
Fernando,
side.
what's up? Says Selma is the most amazing Latina ever. I wrote a piece about Selma not too long ago. Selma Blair, is that what you're talking about? We're talking about Salma Hayek.
Hope Selma Hayek.
Speaking of Latinas, man, I don't know if you watch Only Murders in the Building. I love Only Murders in the Building. Have
No.
you checked it out?
I have to check that out. I'm
So
starting to
good.
get into The Bear.
Finally?
Finally, I woke up to that. Very good.
Oh, it's so
The
good.
beginning
I think
drags. The beginning drags.
that first episode, I had to pause it about 3 minutes in. I couldn't stand it. You know, the chaos and the yelling and the screaming and the.
Yeah.
I sat there and I was like, if this is the whole show, I can't do this. Like, I had to dial it back a little bit. I was like, oh my God, my anxiety's through the roof. But it gets so much better as they go. Like,
Okay.
the last season's coming up, and I think me and Jay and Joe are going to make that our next podcast. But we'll see.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. Kids, we've got 2 matches left because we've already done half the card. I'm just saying. But before we do that,
You
kids,
didn't give me your prediction.
what did I do?
You didn't give me your prediction for the tag match. You got Trish.
I'll go
and
with the
Tiffany.
faces.
Okay.
I'll go with the faces. Yeah.
Alright.
Look, when little Candice LeRae can be heel, anybody can be heel. I'm just saying because she's so likable. You know what I mean?
She's like a
So
little troll.
likable. Did you see her stuff on the indie circuit before she ever signed with WWE?
No,
Crazy.
really.
Her and men bleeding all over each other in hardcore matches. Her versus men all the time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, dude. She's a real deal. She's tough as leather, too.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. They don't let her show it probably all that much in that company, but she's tough as leather. Kids, before we hit the other 2 matches, do me a favor. Watch this.
Boink Studios is the home of Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Visit the site today for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Check out the site and bookmark today, boinkstudios.com.
I got to update that video. That thing is way out of date. It's way out of date. But kids, if you will, visit and bookmark boinkstudios.com, BOINK, boinkstudios.com. It's updated with social media links, with the latest episodes, with links to all of my guest hosts, to their social medias and to their podcasts if they have them. So everything you can find, it's all in one neat little package right there. And yeah, I would appreciate it very much. Stay up to date. Marie is here, so I think Tom is stealing my co-host. Don't you forget, Marie, Ray Dean is my creation. Okay. I created Ray all day. You kidding me? I created.
Yes.
No.
He's my captain, my captain.
There you go. It's 3 weeks in a row, right?
It's been 3 weeks in a row, dude. It's been great.
Yeah.
The chemistry is insane. I have an AEW question for you. I don't know if you watched Dynamite.
Of course.
Okay. How happy or were you relieved with the concerto that they did on what's the woman that's part of the Death Riders? I can't
Marina
think of her name.
Shafir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How Willow came in and did it for Edge. I was so worried about that because I'm so old school. Like, this is not what I want to see. But when Willow came out, I was like, oh, I felt so much better, dude. I don't know why it's weird about me, but I was like, I just cannot see a man hit a woman. This made me feel like, okay, all is right in the world.
I like Murder Willow very much. She's I don't think we see enough of her. Yeah.
I was really nervous about that. I was like, man, if Edge hits her, I'm like, he's real. It just looks ugly. I didn't like it. But when she came out,
I agree with that. I think it would have been a bit much.
Yeah.
Especially because, Cope has daughters at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
when she came out, I was like, oh, Tony Khan's not lost his mind. Okay, perfect.
And plus, Roddy and the guys were just in the ring in the match before. Yeah. And that's Roddy's wife. So, like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Roddy Strong. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, hopefully they never, because I don't want them to cross paths. Like,
yeah, I don't want them to cross paths either.
I think it's enough that we know Renee and John are married, and then we've got people talking to Renee like that. I'm like, no matter how wacky this Death Rider stuff is, if you talk to her like that, you should get busted in the face for it. Like, but
exactly.
Yeah,
I agree with you. But okay, but I just had to say that I was just like, Tony, you did all right by me.
Yeah,
I definitely didn't want to see Edge do that to her. Or Cope, I'm sorry.
Cope.
Still can't cope with that.
Fernando says people in ECW and Attitude Era also had daughters. Okay, but the point, Fernando, is not that we're saying don't everybody listen to us and don't do stuff. It's just personal taste, right? I mean, it's personal taste. You don't personally want to see a man hit a woman. Yeah,
in my opinion, I just don't feel comfortable seeing a man hit a woman.
And I've said this before here on the show, and I've always been sure to predicate my comments with the statement that women are tough as nails, and female pro wrestlers should get the same amount of spotlight and the same amount of attention as men get, and I'm all for that. And if women want to work men, if women want to bleed all over men and get put through tables and want to put men through tables, I say have at it and be safe and have fun. But do I want to see it? I don't personally want to see it. That's me talking, right? I just, there's something about the optic of, I just saw a man, and I know he's pulling his punches. Everybody relax. But I just saw a man hit a woman in the face. I got a hard time with that, man. That's me, though. Ray?
Yeah, 100%. It's just, personally, I have a daughter, and I don't know. It just hits a nerve. I just don't like it.
Sure.
The woman's, kicks the guy or hits the guy, I have no problem with it. But for a man to put his hands on the woman, I don't like it. I'm sorry. That's just me. And
I'll go you a step further. When they had Nia putting the guy that they used to call Dean Ambrose, remember, she was beating him and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, if you're going to keep having her touch men, she needs to get touched back.
100%.
Like, and they did it because, oh, look, she's big and strong. And I'm like, yeah, but you can get that point across without her throwing men around. And when China started, you know what? China should have got touched. I mean, if you're going to say to me, see this woman, we're going to let her touch all these guys, cool, then they need to get touched back. Just like if you say to me, see this man, we're going to have him touch all the women, cool, they need to be able to touch him back. Like, go both feet in the bed. Don't go just one. But that may be a weird opinion for some, but that's kind of how I feel. Go all in or don't do it. You know what I mean?
100%.
I don't know. We just say Fernando tried to beat me to it. See that? China earned her spot. China, in my opinion, was much better, much safer than I is. Did I have a problem with it? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter if I do. They're going to book what they're going to book, Ray, whether it's Tony or Hunter or whoever in TNA. They're going to book what they're going to book. Like, it doesn't really matter if I have a problem with it. Like, there's no point. Look, kids, there's no point to argue here. There's no point to argue because there's no wrong answer.
It's a preference.
Yeah, if you like to watch it,
go watch
good
TNA.
on you.
Yeah, TNA has a lot of that.
Good on you.
Yeah.
If you don't like to watch it, good on you. I'm not dismissing one or the other. That's it.
Yes, you're entitled to be wrong. It's okay.
I didn't say that today. Marie says Randy did give Nia the RKO in the men's rumble. There you go.
Yeah, see?
By the way, speaking of the ladies, Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez versus a partridge in a pear tree. My God. Elimination Chamber. Yeah. For Women's World Championship. So let me get this straight. This is Elimination Chamber match for a Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania 41. Much like the main event, which I assume the men will be the main event. I assume. This should be a good one. Little tiny Alexa Bliss in there, which she's been in them before, I think. Who's the standout of this match, you think? Who's going to be the workhorse in this one, do you think?
Bliss.
Yeah?
Bliss is a beast. I think she's going to work her tail off. Who else is in it? Bliss?
Liv, Bianca, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne. Roxanne.
Don't put out the red light.
Don't get me. Let me boot it off here.
Bayley's going to do her thing. Bayley's going to be good too. I hope this mystery of who done it with Jade finally comes to fruition, because this is getting very annoying too. You're dragging this out too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly she's ready to come back.
Yeah. This is getting like the Who's the Devil with MJF. This is getting to that level. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you drag this out. Like, either Naomi or the other woman did it. Just admit it and let's just move on. I think Naomi would be a better heel than the other one. That's just my opinion. But I'm gonna go Alexa Bliss here.
Fernando says Bianca is working the chamber and will beat Rhea at Mania. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
JP says Roxanne's very interesting. Marie says Bayley will be the workhorse. Alexa will win. She's the only one not involved in a current story. I don't think we have seen Alexa versus Rhea. It will be fresh. JP says Jay Cargill just got cleared to compete the other day. That was the news I saw as well. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out.
That's going to be a good match.
By the way, women in the Elimination Chamber? Sure. Why not? Like, when they did, was it Mercedes and Charlotte Hell in a Cell? Or was it Mercedes and Bayley?
Mercedes and Bayley.
I was like, why not? It's fine with me, you know. So, yeah. Fernando says Jade is going to have a Stone Cold type of investigation before I think Rikishi did it. That's what I think. What do you think?
I think Tamia did it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was going to say Rikishi did it. Yeah. I did it for The Rock, right? He did it for The Rock. Like, wait, you hit her? What'd you do to her? Yeah. So weird. That's so weird. It's one of those things that when it happened, we're like, huh? And then years later, when you look back on it, you're like, huh? Like, it still doesn't make any sense. Like, I applaud him for trying to get behind Rikishi, because for a guy his size, such a good worker and talented and charisma and smart and funny. And I'm like, there's worse people to get behind, but it's like Rikishi hit Austin with his car. I'm like, excuse me, what? You know,
like what?
Like, why? I did it for The Rock. He says, I did it for The Rock because what was the quote? They let the Samoans come to the table, but they don't let them eat or something. I'm like, you do know that Rock has been WWE champion before. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
this comment made no sense. I'm like, wait a minute.
No sense. Yeah.
Like, huh?
It's weird. I don't get it. Marissa says Rikishi did it for Naomi instead of The Rock. That's nice. Well, we'll see what happens. Look, I'll go out left field. I'll say Bayley. I'm just going to say Bailey.
All right.
I have no reason to say Bailey.
Just throwing it out there.
Other than I like Bailey.
I like her too.
Bailey, quit calling me, man. It ain't like that.
Is
See,
that
you
what
got
was
me
calling
making
you
the
before?
weird, huh?
Is that who was calling you before the show?
Of course. You got me
my
making weird female jokes now. I didn't have anything to do with that. Let's see. The main event, kids, we assume. Elimination Chamber match for an undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 41. John Cena versus CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul for some reason. Ray, this thing is so far up in the air, in my opinion. Like, if Cena won, you'd be fine with it. If Punk won, you'd be fine with it. If Seth won, you'd be fine with it. I mean, it's got to be one of those three, doesn't it?
100%. If it's Paul, I'm not watching WWE ever again. Like that's just horrible. There's no way this, in my opinion, let me throw that out there, doofus should get a world title shot. Like, there's no shot. So yeah, one of those three. But you do remember that Punk has that favor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's going to come to fruition tomorrow. My money's on Cena because he called it, and you got to let him leave with a bang. You can't have him wrestle WrestleMania against some nobody and lose. He's got to at least go out on top. So
yeah.
If I had to put my money on, it'd be Cena, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Punk, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was Rollins. It just cannot be Logan. That's the only person I don't want it to be.
No,
And
it can't be.
If it's not Punk and it's Cena, then I think Punk is going to pull the favor card and get some way into a triple threat. That's just my opinion.
Wonder what in kayfabe storyline, Paul Heyman is just an advocate.
Exactly.
Right? He's just the, whatever they call the wise man thing. Technically speaking, he's not even behind the curtain. We know he is, but he's not in storyline. So what kind of favor could Punk get other than Paul has someone help him win? But who would that someone even be? One of the Usos?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good call.
And Punk is supposed to be a babyface. Why would he want someone to help him win? Because he's already been saying that, who was it? He was saying that you haven't done anything on your own. Like, maybe it was, I can't remember who was saying that to. It's an odd thing. I can't make it out, honestly.
Yeah. But whoever wins, will Cody have a soul at the match? Because if they're going to wrestle a soulless Cody, that's, oh my goodness, don't get me started with that weirdness.
We're here. May as well do it. I could be wrong, but sometimes it feels as though they just go, "Hey, what do you want to do, Rock? All right, go do it." Like, look, I get it. If Austin were still in wrestling shape and wanted to be on TV, this would maybe be the spot he was in. Not maybe heel, but But Rock wants to be in that spot. He wants to keep doing business. He wants to bring his name to the company, and they bring their name to him. I get it. But at the same time, Ray, I'm looking at this like no one else would be allowed to curse the way he curses. No one else would be allowed to just cut these weird promos where you're like, didn't you just say that you like Cody? And first you said the crowd was awesome. Then you cracked on him. And now it's, I want your soul. What are we talking about here? Like, this felt like an AEW promo, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry. Just,
Very AEW. I'm sorry, too. That was, I don't know who gave him the green light. Like you said, I want to piggyback too much of what you're saying, but like, did they just give him the green light to say whatever? Okay, how is that approved? Like, I'm going to come on in front of everybody because they get a sick audience, sick ratings. It's on Netflix. I want your soul? Like, what? Like, what does that mean? Like, it's so weird, dude. So weird. So weird.
This is what they were saying, that Cody's supposedly turning heel and joining The Rock as his champion. I don't know. I guess. But see, here's the issue I have. He never needed Rock before. Why would he need him now? When you have a babyface who's a strong babyface turn heel, in my opinion, you need solid, strong motivation for that face to turn heel. And it may only make sense to him, but right now, Ray, there's nothing. Like, I don't see anything that would make in a storyline driven world would make this guy flip off the fans and say, I'm going to go run with this dude that tried to kill me in a parking lot last year.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like he couldn't be hotter as a face. Why turn him now? I don't get it. And who do you have that's just as popular as he is to be your super face? Punk,
As I said,
maybe?
well, I think it was you and Chris on the show, or was it you and Troy on the show a few weeks back? And I said, taking the title off your champion, in my opinion, should never be a knee-jerk moment, because by putting the world title on whoever you put it on, your statement is, that's my guy. It's ride or die. That's our guy, whether it's 6 months or 6 years. That's our guy right there, right?
100%.
And so when the time comes and you say, well, it's time to take it off of him, that is not a decision you take lightly or make lightly, whether it's Gato in New Japan, Hunter, or Tony Khan, or whoever. In my opinion, that is not something you do lightly. So if you're going to take it off Cody, brother, your plan B better be awesome. Your next step better be huge. It better be, because, man, if it's not for a good reason and the crowd turns on that, Ray, I don't care how much money that company has. You can't force people to like what you're doing. We've seen it from them before, where they have forced issues and the crowd is openly telling you, we don't like this. Go back to what you were doing. And they had to pivot. Like, if they mishandle this in any way, in my opinion, it's a train wreck.
Train wreck. If they don't have a solid, firm backup for Cody, if he indeed turns heel or if he loses the belt at WrestleMania, you better have a rock star behind him. You better have a rock star behind him. I don't know if Punk is that guy. And if hypothetically Cena wins it, he's not keeping it. So what would be the point of him getting the 17th title? He's going to just forfeit the belt after that anyway.
Yeah.
So, who's your backup? Seth is always flippy floppy. He's kind of tweening right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you have Punk. Punk is probably your biggest face right now, next to Cody at this point. So what are you doing? I don't get it. This is something where your ratings are through the roof. You're as popular as you have been in years. You're going to rock the boat. Make sure you're ready. And I don't know, like you said, I don't know who's their backup face that could take that company, to that next level. I don't know. Tell me. I'd like to know. I don't follow it enough to let you know who that guy is.
Marie just said Cena because he has a year before he leaves. I'm leaving Fernando's comment up. He says Austin was the biggest babyface when he sold his soul at Mania 17. What's the difference with Cody doing it? First off, Cody's not been there for going on 6, 7, 8 years like Austin was, okay? That's number one. We've had a few years of Cody. We've not had 10 years of Cody, whatever the number was with Steve. But number two, probably not a lot of difference, Fernando, because go back and look what Austin said about that turn. He wishes he hadn't done it. It was his idea to turn heel. Nobody wanted him to. They tried to talk him out of it. Doofus that used to run that company didn't want him to. Tried to talk him out of it. Steve said, I want to have a heel run. I want to do this. And so they let him do it because he's Steve. And brother, from that point on, it never felt right. And in my opinion, did it work with the comedy stuff? I guess. But in my opinion, that character changed, forever changed at that point. And again, the proof's in the pudding. The guy has said since then he wished he hadn't done it. I mean, to me, and look, their business was affected. People forget, Ray, when he had that bit with Brock where he didn't want to lose to Brock on TV because it's stupid. And it was. When he took his ball and went home, as they said, their business was greatly affected. Greatly. That's why they wanted to keep him happy. But dude, and I get that. I get all that. But him selling his soul, as Fernando said, in my opinion, terrible move. I don't know. I didn't get it.
Yeah. And he regrets it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the podcast or show when he admitted that. He's like, that was the biggest mistake of my career. I should have never turned heel when I did. Because, I know they didn't want him to, and he just forced the issue. And he was so popular at that point, they had to.
Yeah.
But if Cena's sticking around, you could give him the belt and keep him for another year. Maybe. If Cena's going to just go out with a blaze of glory. Cena's the only person that has that popularity that I think the fans will be okay with for at least a couple of months. So that could work.
It could. JP says Cena would win the title at WrestleMania 41 and drop it at Money in the Bank. That's quick though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fernando says Roman is still their biggest star. Cody is only beloved. I disagree with that. I believe there's a direct correlation between WWE's turnaround and Cody getting there and going up the ladder. My opinion. I don't think Roman was the turnaround. I think Cody was. I think there's a direct correlation you can tie between Cody Rhodes' arrival and his rise up the ladder to that company starting to turn things around, selling more tickets, the fans coming back. Now, some of it's AEW maybe not delivering as we all thought they were going to, or consistently anyway. But I think a lot of it is also that Cody, they just got red hot and they booked him the way they should have booked him. So,
yeah. Agreed. They booked him the right way.
Jay from Untitled Wrestling Podcast and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast, has just arrived. What's up, Jay?
What's up, brother?
Good to see you. Fernando also says, how about Hogan turning heel and becoming Hollywood was one of the best decisions ever made. Couldn't agree more. But look, listen, if we're just going to throw random heel turns up on the screen, I guess we can. But I don't think those three have a lot to do with each other. If we just want to talk about it, that's fine.
Yeah,
but Fernando,
Michael's heel turn and how he got over. Yeah, like, come on.
I mean, Fernando, you don't have to back up your opinion and try to prove it to me, brother. If that's how you feel about Cody, feel that way, man. I'm just giving you my perspective. That's all I'm doing. I've said this before, Ray, about people who are not fans. I stopped trying to validate my fandom years ago because people who don't like pro wrestling don't get it and they'll never get it.
They just don't.
I think a lot of us try to validate our opinions against each other. Not that Fernando's doing that, but I've seen it before. It's weird. Like, it's okay we disagree. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm okay with Cody turning heel, but just please have a game plan. Like, I think Fernando thinks we think it's a bad idea for him to turn heel. I'm not against it 1,000%. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm saying if you're going to, at least have a backup. And I don't feel they have one. They're flying a helicopter and jumping without a net.
Right, yeah. Which isn't a good idea to jump with a net, if I'm being honest.
I wouldn't do either one.
Don't do either one. Merch, late night talk shows, daytime talk shows, visits to the kids' hospitals, commercials, possibly movie parts, publicity tours, meet and greets. Cody's off all of that when you turn him heel. Merch is affected. Look, kids, you don't have to believe me. Go look it up. Everything is affected. Doesn't mean it kills the company. Don't anybody be quoting me. I didn't say that.
His merch sales, I think, are number 2 or 3.
See, that's the point. That's the point. Like, when you tell me, Tom, turn him heel, cool. What is it going to accomplish? Is it better than what he's doing now or more of an impact? The answer is no. Then don't turn him. Like, it should never be, let's just turn him heel because of reasons. That's not enough, in my opinion. You better have solid, concrete, foundational reasoning for turning that guy heel. He's not working the first match. He ain't your cruiserweight champion. He has become the face of that company. I know Roman, I get it. But dude, and this isn't about any other reason than that Cody is just, I don't know. And the best problem to have, Ray, is you got Roman and Cody in your locker room. What a great problem to have.
Like, what a great song, Reasons by Earth, Wind & Fire.
I'm just saying, there you go. Two great guys that at any given time can lead your company are in your locker room. That's a great problem to have.
Awesome problem.
Yeah.
You got to look at the business side of it, like you said. Merch, Make-A-Wish, TV shows. Yeah, why would you want your little 5-6-year-old kid who idolizes Cody to see him turn? Merchandise sales are going to flop like this.
Well, and again, I'm not predicting plummeting. I'm not predicting no one buys his shirts anymore. Some people will buy regardless because they think heels are cool. But I'm just saying that, Ray, this company doesn't cater to AEW fans the way AEW fans cater to AEW fans. They cater to families. They merchandise to families. It's what they do. It's what they have to do. Like, in my opinion, Ray, we shouldn't discount all the good this guy's accomplished because let's just turn him heel because it's fun.
Well, look at John Cena. You kept him face because merch. Make-A-Wish, #1 Make-A-Wish person in wrestling.
Yep. Yeah, still is.
Still a face.
Marie says Cody does all the good PR stuff by giving free tickets to cancer survivors, bringing in kids to the ring, staying over to sign autographs. Who will? Thank you.
Thank you.
Who does all?
She's my partner.
You think it's Punk? You think Punk should be out there? Really? Of all the guys? Come on, dude. No, it's not Punk. He's not that guy. And it's okay that he's not that guy. It's okay that that's not his temperament. Nothing wrong with that. He's his own person. It's fine. But Cody's temperament is, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. You know what I mean?
I'm him.
Kids, I had a segment loaded up for AEW, but we've touched on it. Let's open the floor up. We got a life to live and a weekend to get to.
Exactly.
Whatever you guys want to ask, it's all open. You got 4 minutes. Make it count.
Bring it.
Bring it. JP with the quote of the day. Punk doesn't want to be that guy. Oh my God. What a great thing to say. That's awesome.
Comment of the day. Does he get the cookie? Does he get the cookie this week?
He gets the big honking cookie. Are you kidding me?
Man, Jeff, make sure you give Tom your address and we'll send you that cookie.
Send you that cookie, buddy. Yeah. COD. No. Remember are you old enough to remember COD? Cash on delivery?
On delivery. I was going to say cash on delivery.
Man, I remember that. Because brother, I'm going to tell you something. If they showed up, you didn't have the cash, they just took it back with them.
Yeah.
I don't have a check. Right.
No problem.
Well, I guess we're taking it back. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have money for this sofa? No problem.
Sugar Shane says R.I.P. Gene Hackman for sure. What was your favorite Gene Hackman movie? I know it's the go-to answer for a lot of comic book fanboys. To me, he's Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah.
Ned Beatty saying, Mr. Luthor. It's classic to me. And Hackman going, kill me, Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time. Extinguish the mastermind flame that is Lex Luthor. Yeah, come on. It's great, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too. Unfortunately, I don't want to copy you, but yeah.
What about Hoosiers? Are you a fan of that flick?
Of course.
I haven't seen it in years. Yeah.
He's done some classics. So.
Hmm? Enemy of the State, JP says. Yeah. What a great actor. What else we got, kids? It's wide open, but make it adult. Not adult. Be civil. All right.
Yeah. Keep it PG.
Yeah.
Please.
Marie says, Marie's version of the Ray question. Backstreet Boys are in sync. Oh, you fiend.
Oh, my God.
You scoundrel. You cheat. And if you and Eddie Kingston are making a homemade pizza and watching Cobra Kai, can I come? Look, the boy band stuff is not for me, but they absolutely have longevity. I don't know how they did it. But we just watched were they on SNL 50 or something? Tore the roof off the place. That crowd went nuts for Backstreet Boys. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know, Ray. I don't know. Neither one of them are really for me.
Yeah, they don't do this for me, but if you're forcing me to, I guess I got to go Backstreet just for longevity.
That, and also, I don't know. Look, I know what singing is. I think they sound amazing. Is it for me? Nah, it's not for me. How many times can I write a word with the word heart? Well, let's find out. And yes, you can absolutely.
Yes. And Cobra Kai is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to get caught. I haven't watched the last season yet. I got to do it.
Oh, you have to watch it. Insane.
Sugar Shane says Unforgiven. Great role. Great movie.
I didn't see Unforgiven. What was that about?
What? You haven't seen Unforgiven?
No.
It's not what you expect at all.
Okay.
You're expecting a shoot 'em up Clint Eastwood Western. That's not what it is. Like, there's some true humanity in that movie. It's not typical Western. It shocked me. Like, it's really well made. But yeah, it's not what you'd expect.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a chance.
Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder? Yes.
Now you're talking. Oh, that's a tough
I say
one.
yes. I'm not choosing.
I say yes to both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't pick. But that's a good question.
Great question. Fernando says
really
Unforgiven, best Western ever made. For me, the best Western ever made is a toss-up, and it's hard.
Three Amigos.
I love Three Amigos.
There you go.
Are you kidding? Plethora? Really? A plethora? Yeah. For me, it's Tombstone and the Magnificent Seven. I think the best 2 Westerns ever made.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love Tombstone. JP said, rather watch Daredevil. Daredevil comes out Tuesday. I cannot wait. I'm here for it.
Did
Bring
you
me
see
the
new
devil.
Captain America?
I've not been. Don't nobody blow it for me.
Oh, I didn't
have
see it
not
either.
been.
No spoilers. I want to see it.
I've not been. Steven, I didn't mean to avoid you earlier. I don't know about greatest chamber match. Ray, you want to take what you think the greatest chamber match was?
When Sean got the belt the second time. That was fantastic.
There you go.
There we
You
go.
have the brown tights on.
Yep, he had the brown toes, and Triple H was barely. He got legit hurt.
Yeah.
I think what's his name? Seth fell on his throat or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was a spot where he got jacked up, and they had to like improvise, and Sean had to pin him quicker than I think he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Van Dam. Frog splashed him, and I think his knee went into his throat a little bit and messed him up.
We were talking about Goldberg. I think when Goldberg did it and he came out and he grabbed the side of the chamber and did like that, and the fans went nuts. And then remember, he punched his way out of. Actually, he punched his way in to get to Jericho, I think.
Yeah, he punched it.
That was awesome. Like,
Sick.
and dude, he pinned everybody. Like 4 in a row, he pinned.
Yeah. Annihilation. Beast. Goldberg.
Again, you guys can hate who you want to hate. You cannot tell me he did not have an impact. That when he beat Brock, was it 30 seconds or something?
Yeah.
And when he speared Brock within the first 6 seconds, we're like, huh, what? And then he did again.
What?
Jackhammer and pinned him. Like, I've seen a lot of stuff in this business, but like for me, I was like, I cannot believe what just happened. That was shocking.
That was insane.
But that was the point.
The fans' reaction is priceless.
Shane says, Ray, did the Cowboys stay at 12 or do they trade up or down?
Got to trade up. You need O linemen. You need D linemen.
Hmm.
Trade up. I don't want that running back, Shane. You could trade for a running back. Fix your line. Easy question.
Interesting.
Yes, you got to fix that line.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who you are. You could be Tom Brady. You need more than 3 seconds to throw the ball. And if the guys are coming at you 100 miles an hour and there's no one blocking, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Fix that line. Fix the line, brother. Fix the line.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fernando said Io Sky not being in the chamber is a stupid creative choice.
She's getting a title match, I think, on Raw.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Well, kids, not to rush, but we're gonna rush because we're almost to the hour. But I gotta get home. I got dinner here at the office. I gotta take it home.
I feel you, brother.
I gotta go drive. Ray, before we go, tell all the kids where they can find you on the internets.
You can find me on the Facebook. I'm wide open, and you can follow me on Peaches and Powerbombs Tailgate Party every Wednesday, 4:45. AEW preview. Me and Majestic Marie. We kill it. Jokes, laughs, comments, the whole spiel. We don't have the Tom Clark dancers, but we have the Ray All Day Boogie Oogie crew. So they're a little different. You got to see those people. They're good. They're midget break dancers. They're fantastic.
Well, there you go. Ray, thanks as always, my friend.
Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure as always.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, and we will see you down the road.
Yes, indeed.
All right, kids, that was Ray All Day. We hope you enjoyed the show today. Kids, we hope you had fun. We sure had fun bringing it to you. And look, we kicked off the show today with some little light banter and stuff. Be good to each other, regardless of what's going on around you. Try to appreciate and respect each other. If people don't look the way you do or sound the way you do, show them some love because they're people like you are. Just remember, every time you point the finger at somebody could be pointing a finger at you. And just remember, we're supposed to all be in this together. There's no way we're going to be able to get through anything in the next several years unless we remember that, without us, there's no them. Okay. So we got to remember that. And we need to be nice, better to each other and more understanding of each other. You put people in who hate or whatever, you put them in a room full of people that they have to interact with. That's when you see true colors come out. And I'm not saying I believe the best in people all the time because I think that's a naive way to be. And that's not reality either, right? But I have a hard time believing that these people who preach hate and stuff, if you put them to the test, dude, nobody wants to see a kid hurt. Nobody wants to see an older person, or whatever, dragged from their home. Nobody wants to see anybody in pain and suffering. I'm sorry. If you do, you have to seriously question what's wrong with you, okay? Because that's a you thing. That's not a me thing, all right? So, let's just do all we can to be as good as we can to everybody. Honest to goodness. And if something's not for you, that's okay. It doesn't have to be for you. It can be for somebody else, okay? It's not always up to you what people are going to do and how they're going to live their lives. It's really not your call. Just like it's not their call how you live your life. Can we do all we can to try to remember that? If we can, that'd be great. But I'm just a podcaster. What do I know? Kids, that's all for me. I appreciate you very much. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back here next week, barring any unforeseen circumstance. We should be back here next week. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. Everybody have a great weekend. Yeah. And we will see you in 7 days. Thanks, kids. See you later.